Am I live? I think I'm live. I hope I'm alive. Whether I'm live or not, here we're gonna go. Because you know what time it is again. It's time for another influencer. Who are we gonna influence this time? These guys. These guys. You see these guys? These guys. Comic Capsule. That's who we're gonna influence tonight. I got the whole crew here. Not just one, not just one like yes man, corporate man, manager that says I'm not. I don't have only one of those guys. I have the bosses. I got the three bosses with me. I got the main honchos, and we're gonna talk to them. And we're gonna do a deep dive into what this comic capsule is. What the hell is this? I know you've seen people talk about them before, but I don't think anybody has really gotten into them, and that's what we're gonna make sure we do today. So buckle up, people. It should be a fun. It should be a really fun stream. But before I let everybody on, and before we say our hellos, one hello, everybody knows the rules. We don't do more than one hello. That's it. Before we do that, I'm going to play my obnoxiously long intro. It's quite outdated because that's what we do. That's what we do on this channel, and that's what every channel should do. Follow my lead. Play outdated, obnoxiously long intros. Enjoy. Here you go. Well, I hope that was long enough for you. I truly hope that was long enough for you, because if it's not, I assure you, I'll make one triple as long for next week, which we'll have. Who we're gonna have next week. We're gonna have Rockin' Robbie, the pop culture philosopher guy, Jimmy Neutron. Who we're gonna have. We're gonna have that guy. It should be wild. It should be wild. But without further ado, see, I'm multilingual. Without further ado, we will let on one by one our guests, and then we'll say a couple quick hellos to everybody. One hello, everybody knows all the rules, and then we're gonna dive into it. Does that sound good? I hope it does, because if it doesn't, I'm doing it anyway. So here we go. Let's start. I'm gonna go alphabetical order. Yeah, because I'm alphabetical. We're gonna let on Andrew first. Oh, hello there, Andrew.
Hey, what's going on? How's it
Thank
going?
you for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, my pleasure. Who do we have next? What goes first? G or L? G or L? G or A, B, C, D, E, F, G. See? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There you go. So G goes next. We got Geoff. Jeff.
Hey guys.
Do you prefer Geoff or Jeff?
Jeff.
But why do you spell it Geoff?
I mean, it's the way my parents decided to spell it.
I like Geoff. Why? I don't know any Geoff, so I want you to be my Geoff.
That's fine. I'll go by that. It wouldn't be the first time.
All right, Geoff. You're my Geoff going forward. And then last but not least, And last but not least, we got Lawrence. Hello,
Hey,
Lawrence.
everybody.
Thank you for joining me, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you
for having us.
First time on this channel, huh?
Yep.
First
Yes, sir.
time you never watched any of my content before.
I watch clips, but I've never watched the whole thing through. So,
Oh my God, you're in for something. Yeah, you guys are in for something. You
Uh-oh.
you should have watched somebody. You should have watched somebody's stuff before. Now it's too late.
too
Now
late.
you're live.
I want the experience in a virgin state. You know, why not get it the full experience the way it should?
Yeah, and
Oh.
I might get internet problems if things start to like get a little dicey. So
Don't worry. I'll put the Kool-Aid man on the screen next to me, and I'll pretend he's you, and then I'll ask him questions. And I have him answer for me, and it'll work out perfectly. So make sure you don't get those internet problems. I know. Gio, my friend over here, has been having internet problems since he started. So if you blink in and out, I'll keep letting you blink in. You're on location. Where are you going with that phone? And a stakeout?
No, I got a family thing that I had to go to, and I told them I was dipping out for a little while. So just sitting in the car because it's 110 out still.
Oh my God! What state are you in?
he's in Arizona.
Arizona. Oh
Yeah.
Well, could be worse. You could be in New York, and it could be hot and smelly. At least it's not smelly there. So you could be you're okay. Here in New York, it gets hot, it gets muggy, and it gets
I have
smelly.
experienced New York in August. Yep.
It's not nice. But that being said, let's go. Just say a couple quick hellos to the people, and let's jump into it. I know that it was tough to get all three of you coordinated at the same time. You're living in a hot box over there in Arizona. I don't want you to melt, so we're gonna try to go through everything as quickly as possible. So we're gonna say, first of all, we're gonna say hello to GTK Comic, who was here well beyond anybody else in time wise. He put his first comment at 7:16 a.m. this morning, Eastern time.
Wow.
That's how excited he was about this.
12 plus hours. That's
I don't know
nice.
why he was. If you lost him, he melted. He'll be back. But
Do you want to build a snowman? Yeah.
and he's back.
Yeah.
Maybe he did melt. He has no picture. Who knows?
I know,
Well,
right?
I don't know why he was so excited from 7:16 a.m. this morning, but hopefully we disappoint.
Killing.
Journey to the center. Oh wow.
That's hilarious. Emojis too. They're great.
Yeah, we already started. Thank you.
All I'm asking is that's all I'm asking for. So it's all good.
And we got Carlito Classical. Is this thing on? Yes, it is. We are definitely on. And cooking. You see what we're doing? Like now we're cooking live with Geoff in the oven over there. And then we got Beef It all the way down from New Zealand.
Nice.
And
wow.
we got some international people in here. I already say hello to Cleo. You're not getting two. Yes, I am YouTube Jesus. But no two hellos, even with that comment. And we got Whack Comics all the way from Australia. And let me see who else we got that left a message in here. We got Seth. Yes, it does sound great. And we got Strange Dog. Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh, strange dog.
He tricked me. He put three hellos and he got me to say two. Don't do that again. I don't know if you guys know, we only do one hello here. I hate it when people do the hellos and they stop the conversation in the middle so we can just say hello to everybody. We do the hellos and we're done. You know? And we got Legion of Comics. Yep. We'll talk about that too, as far as the help with C3, and you guys getting involved with the comic book awards as well. I saw that you were a sponsor there. We'll get into that. Don't ruin my interview, Legion. I'm not jumping out. You don't jump ahead of me. And we got, yes, I am YouTube Jesus. Hello. And we got the comic book worm. Nice panel packed with fellow Asians.
Yeah.
My good friend,
Bookworm.
he's Korean.
I'm grandfathered in.
Yeah, I guess I'm grandfather in because the comic bookworm is one of my best friends here on the internet. So hoping he's getting better. He's recovering from a stroke. So hoping he's doing. What part of Asia are you guys from?
My parents were from Hong Kong, but I was born here in Houston.
Oh, he's not gonna like you. He's Korean. What about you, Andrew?
China.
China. He's not gonna like you either. He likes Koreans. That's
I
it.
did have the Korean for lunch. I mean, I'm not sure if that that's about it. I can say
He's very Korean oriented. It's everything's Korean or not. It doesn't matter. You know?
I just watched some K drama. I mean, I'm all for the culture. You know, it's all
There
good.
you go. And we got Hyposome, Team Nerd Herd podcast. We got Brian LCS, who is the person that is running the comic community awards that we just spoke briefly about. And that's it. We're done with hellos. No more hellos. Now we say hello to you guys.
Hello.
Thank you again for joining me today as we talk about your product here, Comic Capsule. Okay. Now I'm going to give one of you guys. You decide who's going to take the lead, or you could talk over each other and nobody could understand you.
We normally do anyway. So
you guys decide who's going to take the front and who's going to just give us a little summary of what the hell is this? What is Comic Capsule?
Andrew, go ahead.
Comic Capsule. It's a protective cover, plastic, that you can see here. I'm holding the silver edition. You have the modern edition in your hand.
I do.
It's a protective case that protects all your comic books. I mean, it's kind of simple. There's more to it, but that's basically what it is.
Okay. Before we move forward, I'm just making this clear for the entire viewing audience that's with us live today and anybody that's going to be watching on the replay. I am not a sponsored channel or per individual for this product. Okay, so everything that I'm going to be talking about today is going to be with a complete non-bias. If I hurt anybody's feelings, sorry about your feelings. You know, it just we're going to have a conversation. We're going to discuss this project, and we're going to see not only what it is, why do we want it? That's the other thing. Who's going to tell me why I want this?
I'll go. And you know, when we started, I think it takes a little bit back on why we got here. Why do we want this? Is because we as collectors, all three of us, in particular, when we started this journey, it was like, hey, I really don't see something in the market that I want to keep my middle grade books in. I don't want to grade it, but having the top loader at is okay, but I was falling out, and sometimes there's other handling issues. And then there was the higher end, which is the faux slab stuff, which is great, but it was like $20. And I was like, gosh, isn't there something that's going to be something in between? And, as we look through the market and we're like, hey, why do you want this? Is like, because we as collectors want it. And we created this because we thought the community needed something that could be halfway between in terms of price points, but give everything the value you wanted. I mean, you can put that in a short box. You can hang it on your wall. It's UV protected. It's stackable, so you don't slip and slide. I had those happen a couple times with top loaders. It's fully encapsulated, so it doesn't fall out like I had on top loaders. So we basically created this because we just didn't see anything in the market that was cheaper and that could do all these things. And that's why I think you should want it, because we want it as collectors ourselves.
And in addition to that, most important to me personally was having something that I do find the need and for slabbing and encapsulating some of my books, but that I'm finding that fewer and far in between now. I like this product.
Let me ask you: are you three nervous right now to be on live stream? Is it like affecting you in any way?
Nope.
All right, just making sure that I'm not making you guys feel weird or anything like that, because I could make you comfortable. I could say a couple of dirty jokes, and we could like really get into it. But listen, all joking aside, okay. So I'm familiar with this product. I actually did a review on this product probably a year ago, maybe a little less than a year ago. I don't remember. It was a while ago. It's when you first started developing it. Oh, and by the way, for all you other people that did reviews about this, and I had one of these in my hands well before all you other freaking channels. You know why? Because I met Andrew over in NYCC, and I talked to him, and I got a couple in my hands. He did give me 2 of these for free. So all disclosure. So he didn't know if I was going to be nice about it or not, but he did give them to me for free, and I do appreciate that. I didn't go asking for free. He gave them to me, but that's it. That's why we disclose things. But that being said, I am really familiar with the product, okay? And I fully broke it down and analyzed it, and I've been actually in the process of trying to figure out where this falls in the realm of protection for comics. Okay, because there's a lot of different ways we could go. You start from the most elementary version, which is the poly bag, to Mylar, to a top loader, to other versions of top loaders, and then previously to this, the next step was to the slab type of kind of situations. What product do you see yourself competing with directly the most? Not necessarily a brand, but product itself, because there's a lot of different brands that make a lot of these things.
My answer would be like top loaders and encapsulation or slabbing.
All right. So when you say encapsulation, do you mean encapsulation that you could buy and self slab, or do you mean encapsulation that you actually send it in and get graded slab?
Kind of both. I mean, we're not a grading company, and we don't market ourselves as such, and we don't want to be a grading company because that's so partial too.
Because you don't like the drama. That's why you don't want to be a grading company.
We don't like the drama. Actually, we don't like the drama. That for one, and for two, for me personally, I can speak for myself. Is that I like to actually read and enjoy my comics. It's simple as that.
Okay, that actually makes sense. So when you say a capsule, I'm sorry to cut you off, Lawrence, please.
No, I just think that we have these. Look, again, I am with Andrew. The grading has a purpose. We understand that purpose. We just wanted to create something that you could get back into, and it didn't have to create another box that you needed to buy, right? Some of the other faux slabs, you have to create another box, or it's an awkward size, and we didn't want to do that. That's why, again, we wanted to, it's probably a lot of people compare us to top loaders because of the fact that we can fit into a short box. And I think that's why, people look at it from a price perspective that's more expensive, but there's a lot of different value that we've packed in here to try to make it really a faux slap competitor, but as close as the pricing we can get to a top loader at our infancy right now. So, to that point, I really do appreciate Comic Journey giving our review early on. We actually probably said to you, we don't care what the feedback is because we want to make a good product, and we like the negative feedback as well as the good feedback. And we got some today about the Silver Comic Capsule, which we're going to try to figure out how to solve in our next iteration. So we like all feedback from that perspective.
So you're gonna not only get feedback from me and whoever wants to get in the crowd, but you can get live feedback from me as I open this thing up and I put a comic in it. And I break it down. We're going to literally break this thing down and see what it could do. I'm not going to smash it with a hammer. I value my things. Can you smash yours with a hammer?
I don't want to.
Their car, and it survived, but it's more of a law of physics than anything else. That it's fine.
It's okay if you smash yours with a hammer. I don't want mine to be smashed with a hammer, though.
If it's all in the course of science, just let me know, and we'll send you one back if you do need to do one for the.
You guys did do a good amount of actually crash tests on this.
Oh yeah,
in the past, I remember in the past you did do drop tests. You did a whole bunch of stuff comparing how it holds up against other products.
And we also tested the hinge. We had our UV data published on our website. You know, and you know, we did a whole bunch of different things that we just wanted to be transparent about how this product tests compared to others, right? And you know, and from that perspective, we just wanted to make sure that you know what we said we could do, we can do, and that's why we're publishing all the data on our website and whatnot, so people can look at it whenever they want to.
Okay, that's actually perfect. Because I'm a big believer in order for a product to really propel and get to the next level, good criticism, not necessarily like being positive about it, but a good, solid, realistic criticism about stuff actually helps the product move forward. As long as the owners are actually, you know, in tune with what the consumer is saying, and I'm hoping that is the case with you guys. So before we jump into that, explain to me all three of your roles with this company.
Go ahead, Lawrence.
Oh, okay. I am I guess my role is acting product and president of the company. I got Andrew and the other two board boys together as well. And pretty much my years of product development experience at Apple, I worked there for 10 years. A lot of, you know, launched a lot of products in my day. I did the first watch, first pencil. And I was at ChargePoint, did electric chargers for about 4 years. But my role is, you know, bringing this team together. And we've heard a lot of times, Comic Journey, from people and Nick, that, you know, I had this idea, and I'm so glad that people had the idea, and I'm so glad that I know these people that can bring this idea to fruition. And that's how we assembled this team. And then we have the pleasure here to have Andrew and Jeff here today. So I'll turn it over to Andrew and Jeff.
Jeff looked like he might be indisposed in terms of being able to. Oh, there you go, Jeff. You want to talk?
I'll talk since I'm not moving right now, and I actually have a good connection. So
It's Geo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Geo. No, I was lucky enough to meet Lawrence and Andrew. I've known them for a couple of years through the comic industry and comic groups. And they developed a product, and they said that, you know, they were looking for some help, someone that kind of knew the convention scene. And I, you know, went to a fair amount between Arizona, Texas, back home in Oregon, where I'm from. So, and knew a fair amount of creators myself. So, you know, I jumped at the chance because I told them from day one when they started it, I was like, this is an awesome product. You know, I love it. Totally, you know, 100% behind it. And so, you know, I'm working mainly with the comic stores, trying to get them, you know, on board with selling it in stores, you know, and mainly that's my role, is doing that, kind of helping our marketing person as well.
So you're the marketing guy. Okay, he's the marketing guy. You're the techno guy, Lawrence. Who the hell are you, Andrew?
I'm just a collector here. I do it for the capsules, man. No.
So you're the ride-along guy.
No.
Yeah, I'm the tag-along dude.
No.
I want to say, give a shout out to Travis. He commented a couple times. He stopped by my studio this past weekend, and we had a great time. He's such a cool dude. I met him over at MegaCon a couple of years ago, and he does all these road trips in his short bus, and he has stopped by my place in Huntsville, Alabama a couple times. Nick, I don't know if you know, but I live down in Alabama now. And
Why?
that being said,
Cheaper.
Yeah, I'm sure it's cheaper, but why? Alabama.
weather, actually, weather, and my girlfriend lives down here.
Oh, jeez, what do women do to us?
And that being said, I mostly do fulfillment of all the capsules and all the other things that we have coming down the pipeline.
But you used to live in New York, right?
I did.
Yeah.
All right.
Andrew's underselling his value here. He's actually our resident artist. So without him, there is no comic capsule. I just want to be that for the record. Andrew, in his endeavor to help the community, made a product called the Comic Cloak, which is still available, and it was a sort of a predecessor to the Comic Capsule. And he got me so inspired about the Comic Cloak. Hey, Andrew, you have a Comic Cloak to show him?
I can in a little bit.
You're bringing one of those cloaks out. I want to see. Now you got me intrigued, Lawrence. You shouldn't open your mouth. Now I want to know all about this cloak.
Oh, yeah, you're more than welcome to. And that's why I'm saying don't undersell him as the fulfillment guy. He's the genesis of a lot of this because he went out, created something, and I'm like, wow, Andrew created something for community. We need to do something for community as well. And we started off with another project that we shelved right now, and then we pivoted to just my frustration with the top loader, and it was like we got to do something to replace this thing. It drives me nuts. I spend for all those who don't know, during COVID, my LCS was charging me $5 for a top loader. It was insane, and I'm like, I'm not paying $5 for that. I can do something much better, or at least more value that I think for that. And that's the other thing that just really upset me. And so the first person that I talked to was Andrew. I said, Andrew, can I create something with the Comic Cloak? And that's how we got here. And so I don't want anyone to not appreciate what Andrew's done for this community and for this company. So,
well, that's how innovation happens, right? There's a certain need in a market, and our market are comic books, and between brainstorming about what we needed and wanted in this industry, and it's become widely adopted by the general public, we seem to be doing some things right.
Plus, you're a talker, which you shouldn't undervalue the talking part of it, because when you meet listen, from one talker to another, customer relations and talking with people, that's a big deal. When I met you face to face, we had a good interaction. You didn't get me apprehensive. You didn't irritate me in any way. It's a good thing when you're able to talk to people.
Well, if we're being honest, we're a sloppy kisser.
It was an honor to meet me. Is that what you're saying? I know that does happen. I mean, I get it, but so none of the three of you are into the manufacturing, not actually the making of the plastics, and not one of you is doing that.
Actually, one of the partners is a supply chain professional. So
there's another guy.
Yep.
Yes. There are two more main, founders, let's say, and we all share in the overall movement of the company, but we each have our specialties too.
Yeah. The other two that are not present is Eric Johansson. He's actually in a business trip right now in London. And our other partner in crime based out in China is Joe Yu, who's a fantastic supply chain professional, really making sure we have good suppliers, good quality, our turnaround times are fast, and making sure we're fulfilled. And Eric does all that testing that we mentioned earlier. And then he helps us do the CAD and design, and does the FMEA to look at where the stress points are. So, I mean, I've known Eric since 2000, and I've known Joe since 2005. And of course, I met Andrew, a few years before COVID, with the comic community. So we've all known, we just have our own specialties, and we listen to Andrew and Jeff in terms of the comic community, because I collect a certain way, Jeff collects a certain way, Andrew collects a certain way, everyone here collects it uniquely. And, we just want to appreciate that and give those people options and whatnot. Just like you, Nick, in the comic journey, you guys collect differently. Everyone just has their own way of collecting.
Listen, that's the beauty of any kind of collecting community. We all got our weird little niches of how we want to go around it, and that's what makes it good. So what does it take to make actually one of these things? Do you have to be an engineer to figure this thing out, like how to put this thing together, or like do you just like doodle something and then here, computer, make it?
No, it's a lot of iterations, because we kept adding features and testing materials, and we settled on UV. We tested some other features like fire resistance and other stuff like that, and we looked at all the curves, how do you assemble, how do you make it easy, how much stress is on there, where's the center of gravity, so that it's a self-hanging hook. We looked at material types, like why that's why we're able to bend 20,000 times on the backside, because that particular plastic is more durable that way. And then the polycarbonate is super clear, super robust, and that's how we were able to pass those combination things that enable us to be more robust and sturdy, and give us a good drop test result too, because those things happen, but we want to make sure that we're protecting the comic that people entrust us with. So to just give you some rough idea, by the time we're done and went to manufacturing, we're about design iteration 153-ish, something in that range. And then we kicked off the tool. So we did.
You went through 153 versions of this before you were done with the final product?
Design
Holy
iterations.
shit.
So some of them are digital, Nick, to be honest with you.
I get it. So, I get it that they're not all going to actually go into physical form, but that's a lot of tweaking. I didn't realize that when you look at this, you don't realize like it's that complicated to do, but clearly that's the case.
We had different pinch mechanisms before to mount the bottom to the top. We didn't like it, so we changed it. We, like I said, we added the features to where the stress was coming up from the analysis. So Eric did a great and wonderful job. Then we got back the feedback from the manufacturing team saying, hey, Joe and the team was like, hey, can you change this? It'll make it easier for manufacturing. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes where you see the end product. But, I've known this because in my career, I've developed a set of skills, not to take the quote from Taken, but, it's like over my experience that I know this has to happen in order for this product to be here and present. So all those things, you get that. And that's why you have this product in this form, because we forced ourselves to really challenge ourselves on thickness, height, material, and all the other stuff.
So just to add on to what Lawrence has said, there were about 150 plus design changes, and we honestly believe in continuous improvement. So that number has gone up considerably. So we do believe in continuous improvement, and we don't want to just sit back and just kind of relax and know that we have a great product. We want to continue to make it better. And I don't know if you guys caught what Lawrence said, but I really want to emphasize that Eric tested out the hinge, the lid hinge on this, and he had a continuous machine that opened and closed it 20,000 times.
Wait, hold on. You had to build a machine just to click this thing out?
Yep. He created from scratch. He created the whole structure. And if you look on the video, he created that whole assembly, put a servo motor, put a little circuit control board, and just ran the test 20,000 times. And he just turned off the test because it wasn't failing. But we could have gone more. But he created the fixture uniquely to test this. And then we ran it until, we thought I don't think anyone's going to close that thing 20,000 times. But, it ran for him. Yeah.
You know what? I got plenty of ideas that go through my head, and some of them are really good ideas. I'm not doing them. I'm not clicking 20,000 times. You know what? I'll sell my ideas to you guys, and you can click 20,000 times, and then you could give me royalties for being a genius. That's it. I'm not doing that. That's work. I don't know. That's psychotic. 20,000 times. Why?
Yeah.
Why do we need to do that?
Eric really is a mad genius. Like the different tests that he puts our products through are way above and beyond the norm, and which is what we love about him.
Wow. And so how long did it actually take you from inception of idea to actual finished product? Sample product, for example, of what I'm holding in my hand.
We got the first 3D printed part 9 months after we kicked it off. And then 12 months is when we started saying, okay, this is good enough to go into production.
Wow, that's actually a lot faster than I was expecting you to tell me, considering how many clicks you did and how many versions you did of it. I would think at least 3 years. You're telling me you got this all done beginning to end in a matter of a calendar year.
It was, don't get me wrong. I mean, everyone sacrificed Wednesday and Sunday nights. Every hour and a half, we had brainstorming sessions. Joe was running to get samples made. We 3D printed like at least 50 of them. They're not cheap to get 3D printed, by the way. And so we were just trying to get it out the door, because our biggest goal was trying to get it a good quality product. And the devil's in the detail, and if you're always searching perfection, you're never going to put the pencil down. So we said, hey, this is good enough. It serves all the features that we think are important to the collectors. Let's go out there and release this and see what people say. And because Eric's not a collector and Joe's not a collector, it's just Andrew and I were collectors at the time, and that's why we brought Jeff in. We really wanted to make sure that there's enough input, and of course we have our friends, and we disclose some of them so they could give us feedback. But it took us that time and understanding how our friends collected and making sure that had enough minimal viable product set features to be introduced, and that hopefully everyone would enjoy.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff that you guys are basically into it, but I want to dive into, like, I know I bored the shit out of everybody with the backgrounds, but I wanted to hear what you guys are all about, why you did what you did, and who you are. And I think that's really important when you're I want to say investing into a company, because when you're buying a product like this, you're kind of investing into a company by buying it because you're showing faith in it, and you're investing in this product to protect your collectibles. So it's good for people to know the background of people that are, behind the scenes and that kind of thing on there. So I think that's really important. Is this a situation where you guys went direct to the market, or did you actually crowdfund or anything like that previously to get one commercial?
We actually did start off with a Kickstarter.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, to help defray some of the costs. There are a lot of there's a big startup cost making a new product. So we needed help with that, and people came through, and we came through. We delivered early, and we kind of hit the ground running. People really enjoyed the product, and we liked the organic kind of growth, where the Kickstarter backers were like, "Oh my God, this is amazing," and they told their friends, and so it's been a really fun and rewarding journey.
And we do other things too. If you look at your cover there, the Mask of Aaliyah is actually a real comic. We try to refresh that every time we do go to a new production run. So we're trying to influence new comics or other people, and we just want to help the community, right? And so every way we can, we're trying to figure out how we can help other artists, other publishers, or anything we can do. We will try. That's why we have Sketch Artist of the Month and other things. So this has been a wonderful vehicle to give back to the community.
I'm glad you actually said that, because I literally thought this was some kind of generic thing that you put on there.
Nope.
No.
So you don't have any copyright issues or any market suing or anything like that?
Nope. Every
Trying to give
cover
back
we
to
have,
those.
we have a licensing agreement that they have given it to us for free, and so we turn around and help them advertise in our product.
Well, that's
Yeah,
wild.
we-
I didn't realize that. That's actually a really nice cooperative type of thing that you're doing with your product.
Absolutely. And if you see the new
Collaborating.
ones, it's another title. The Silver, we didn't get any licensing because no one actually makes Silver comics, so that one's a little bit more generic. But everything modern, we're trying to just reach out to the community and whoever wants to participate. As we release new colors, we'll grab new artists or new publishers and just try to put it in so people are aware of other people's stuff.
So how long have you been in business, like officially selling products right now? Has it been 2 years?
No, it was really after New York Comic Con. We started really selling in like November, December of last year.
Oh wow! So when I actually met with Andrew, you weren't actually officially launched at that point. I thought you actually were underground, kind of selling at that point.
No,
To the
not
cons and that kind of
really.
stuff.
We airshipped some to get into New York Comic Con so people could start generating buzz from it. We did also airship our first Kickstarter bunch because we didn't want to break our promise to the team or the people that committed to us. We could have like gone to sea shipping and it would have been like another 6-8 weeks of delay. But we said, hey, let's bite the bullet. We promised we'd deliver in this time. We're going to go pay for it. And we got it here to the Kickstarter community. And we, at that time, we had some extra, and that's, you got some of the earliest ones because of the fact that we wanted to just start promoting it. And then, getting the buzz out in the November timeframe, we started selling ish.
That is super wild. So have you started to actually get your merchandise into physical brick and mortars yet? Or do you have any aspirations of doing that?
We have been, it's been a grassroots campaign. And Jeff, please can tell people how many we've gotten, but it's been a grassroots campaign. And Jeff is head of also of our LCS growth. So I'll let Jeff answer that.
So we started out and literally almost, hoofing it around to my local stores around me, which I personally, my LCS, Lawrence's LCS are on board. But we have pushing right around 50 right now LCSs that are a part of it, and they're all across the U.S. We're trying to make sure we get in all 50 states to make sure all our customers across the U.S. have access, relatively close, if not similar. Sorry, I apologize. I have a son here that's wanting to be in the picture. So, but yeah, no, we, all over California, Florida, a lot of the major state, well, they're all major, but, larger states.
No Alabama?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
in a couple.
So, yep.
All right, you're in Alabama. What about New York?
Yes. We are in New York.
Where in New York are you?
And I knew you would catch me on that right now. Oh, help me out, Lawrence. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, and I can't right now. I don't have the information.
You can tell me offline because
Okay.
I actually I'm one of these old school individuals that generally enjoy going into a location, and when I need something and want something, go and give them money, not plastic, just money, and then take it and use it. Like I'm one of those guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Old school, dude. Yeah.
Totally agree. And so, we're trying to figure out how to launch other campaigns, and we'll probably launch something here a little bit to help people like yourself and others who want it more locally. So we're going to try to get some type of referral program started for our people who refer LCSs, and we'll reward them with some number of comic capsules. We're thinking about all these things. But we do have up to 50 now. We have a dealer form on the website. So if people want to influence their people, hey, go do this. We've actually had a lot of great feedback from our customers saying, hey, can you get so-and-so to do that? I said, more than happy to. Here's the dealer form. And we try to, trying to do a dealer kit for them as well that Jeff's working on. We're trying to make this really a win-win situation for the people who are referring us, but also for the LCSs that can help promote our product as well.
Hey, since you lost Andrew to Alabama, you need a good talker as the dealer rep. There's a guy here by the name of Nick that actually can talk and knows all the companies around here. So we'll talk about that offline, and you can pay me gazillions of dollars to represent you, and it'll work out perfectly.
I appreciate it. Yeah. And honestly, we also have in the works a Mexico and Canada distributor. There's been some interest in Europe. We've sent some to Australia, sent some to Japan. So those foreign listeners, if you need something, email us at support@comiccapsule.com. We will try to do what we can for helping you guys. We do have a Singapore store that carries it right now and sort of helping us distribute there. We just want to get it to the hands of the people who want it. So if you're out there and feeling like, would you deliver? Email us. We'll try to quote you the logistics costs, and if it makes sense, just we'll figure it out. We want to get it to the people.
So I'm going to ask you a question that is going to blow right over a lot of the dense people's minds. Not my crowd. My crowd here, they're very intelligent, but the other dense people. What's your business model going forward? What is your projection for the next 5 years of this company? Where do you see this going in 5 years from now?
I'll answer that question because I own the roadmap. And
I knew you'd have the answer because you're the technical guy.
yeah, look, we haven't taken any money out of the company. We're reinvesting into new products that we hear the comic community wants. So in 5 years from now, hopefully the comic community has a really good choice alternatives, and even things that are, you know, you won't believe how many people ask us for treasury. Gold is every week as well. TME and TMNT stuff. We got a lot of different verticals in this comic market, and there's other verticals or other businesses that could probably use this product that we are investigating as well. But right now, our focus is primarily on how to help this community and give back to this community because you guys have been wonderful.
You want to grow the company and go through the moon? This your next.
Yeah. It
The,
is.
the card guys are nuts.
Yeah,
Way more nuts than the comic guys.
they are.
They will take anything and put it in a top loader or whatever the case is. And if you got a good product that fits, especially some of these weird ass size fabric cards and jersey cards and thick, I don't know why they make them so thick cards, signature cards, whatever they call. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
A piece of wood from
pieces of baseball bats and
Yep.
from the basketball floor and all that stuff. So if they got something that could snap together and they don't have to slide here, because here's the problem. You take this. See how you see?
Yep.
You see this?
And you scratch it.
You see this? You see how much I'm banging? It's like ketchup. It's like freaking Heinz 57 ketchup. They do make other sizes of this, but you got to go find them specialized, and you don't know what size is what when you're ordering, and sometimes you're ordering the wrong size for something. But if you got something that actually could fit this stuff in there, and you don't have to go through this thing what I just did, or if you don't have to actually worry about when you're sliding it in, it actually damaging the card itself because it rubs against the top loader, because that's another problem that happens. I think you guys are going to have gold as far as the next evolution of what a capsule could be. It won't be comic capsule anymore. It'll be
card capsule.
Card capsule.
There you go. Card capsule.
Yeah.
Royalties. Hey.
Yeah. Nick,
Hey, I said it first.
Yeah.
You were thinking it, but I said it first.
Yeah, but I sparked the idea. So there you go.
No, Nick,
you know what I'm saying. I could see a lot of group movement and projection for this. Do you ever see you guys going public with this, or are you one of these companies that are building yourselves up to be bought out by a bigger brand, like a Beckett or
those are all good
CTC or something like that? Or
those are all good questions. I do think we need to keep giving back to this community because honestly, what we are trying to do is not make those guys lazy. Meaning other competitors who haven't changed or innovated in a long time. Our job is to keep pushing everyone so that this community gets what it needs in terms of collecting. So, will we get bought out? I don't know. Are we going to have fun while we're doing? Absolutely. Hell yes. And we're going to try to do what we can.
We're not even thinking that far ahead. We're just really having fun right now and just
you lost all the New York out of you. You went to Alabama, and all the business New York just flew out of you.
Hey, listen,
sucked the New York out of you.
I worked on Wall Street for 15 years, so get me out of the business.
She sucked the New York right out of you in Alabama.
Well, we don't need to have New York sucked out of us. We just need people like you, Nick, to remind us of the business side of it.
Yeah, keep it real. We need people like you to keep it real.
See, my brain is wired differently. You'll see as this conversation keeps going. You'll see how wired I am. But all right, so we got the comic capsule. Okay, I'm not bothering with the plastics and the mylars. Okay, so that's the elementary first two phases of comic protection. This is the next phase after comics and mylars, which is a top loader. One of the same problems I just showed you with the cards itself is the opening on them, where you might have a slippage or something along those lines where you look, all right, so This right here is a silver size top loader, and I got a copy of this with me. Okay, this is a modern size book with a regular, not a modern, not a silver, a regular size backboard. Which don't get me started on why they make regular and silver. Make it silver or make it modern. That's it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not even going to get started with that. So you put that in here. You see, I put it in here, and I got to worry about the flap going out the other way. But I kept it with the backboard, and it goes in nicely, and that's it. Now it doesn't have the same sheen that you get with the other products, like your product and like some of the encapsulated products, but it does the trick. Okay, this is basic service. Tight Heinz 57 style. You know, I got to bang this. I'm not going to do the same thing I did with that card. But like that's basically what you get with this. Okay. Then the next step, the thing I discovered recently that I actually really dig, but it's got its issues as well, is I found these that were made by Comic Pro line. Okay.
Yeah.
And these are top loaders, but they're next level top loaders. Okay. So next level top loaders. And the thing about these that are nice, I'll show you right now. Let me find one. There we go. They have a covering over the top of the top loader. Here's the problem with that. It's not attached. Yeah, this is the side. You see, it's not attached, and you have this little bar thing. It looks like it's hinged, but it's not. It comes right off.
Yep.
You lose these very easily. And it is much more tough. It's much more rigid than what there you go. You know your competitors, huh?
I've bought every one of those things that you were going to play with. I've bought every one of them.
You got your spies, huh?
I don't need to be a spy. I'm just the collector like everyone else. And I don't need to be a spy. I really can't tell you how frustrating the journey was to make this thing, but it was because of this. Go ahead. Sorry.
Now, the thing that's nice about this, it does have the sheen. Yeah, it does. It is very crystal clear and that kind of thing. But if you notice, I use this for original art pieces that I have in top loaders because I don't want to get the bends. I don't want to squeeze. But the problem here is it doesn't fit with the plastic, because if I put it with the plastic, it's going to squeeze and we're going to have a problem. Okay. The other thing is, you see the edges over time, a little bit of wear and tear of banging, pranging, without dropping or anything like that. You get a little bit of that. You see what's happening right there?
Yeah, the separation.
Now, yeah, it does a trot. It does a trick. It looks nice. It fits in a comic box, but it has those things. And if you do drop it, it will crack.
And also, so with the top loaders, after time, it starts to loosen as well. So just be careful when you hold it upside down, because that might fall out.
I'm not doing that.
So
I know.
I'm not going to hold it upside down.
That's happened to me.
Except this is a Heinz 57 over here. It's not coming out for this is not happening. But this one, yeah. If I move this, look, it'll jiggle. See, it jiggles. So it goes to the edge. It goes to the edge. I don't like that. That's a problem for me. And I'll tell you something. I'll probably be putting a lot of my original art covers, my sketch covers, in your product for that reason, because I don't want them slipping around and that kind of thing. But like I said, every collector has its own thing. So I think those are the two models that best are used as a sample to precursor yours. Like as far as the lower steps of where you're going to. Now, I think the evolution is your product, and then after that, it would be something along the lines of a slab. Okay. Now there are slab it yourself companies like comic what's it called, Gator Guard and Comic Skins, and they're good products for what they are, but they're also around that $20 price range. And when you get to the $20 price range, here's a problem. You can send it into CGC and not only get the slab encapsulated for you, but you also get a grade on there as well. So is it really worth it? Maybe for one or two or a handful of comics to have it done like that. But if you're going to be paying that much for each one, you might as well just go send them out to get graded and get a grade on top of it as well for the same price.
Well, the big difference there is if you actually want to enjoy your comic book and read it once in a while.
Well, yeah, you're right. But I'm saying when you're getting in that $20 to $30 range, you're kind of looking at it like, is it worth it for me to buy this on its own? Or if you're going to do it for a lot of things, if you got a couple hundred, 300, 400, I don't know how many freaking slabs I have. If you're going to do it like that, you start to put the math together and say, that's the New York in me. Is it worth it, or is it worth it not worth it? Now, your product right now is currently at, I've seen it range anywhere from $10 to $11.99. Am I wrong, or is that still the way the price is?
That's correct.
That's correct. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. And don't forget this product too. We have the Manic One Touch that was also in that range. So,
all right, we're going to go into the price shortly on this, but let's do a little open demo on this. So I like the fact that you put them in the plastic bags, by the way, because I use these for other things because I'm cheap and I recycle and I use them for other things. But you got this, okay? This is one of the things I did struggle with when I first did, because I don't read instructions. I didn't realize like how do I open this thing? How do I open it? I didn't realize I got to bend it back, and then.
No, you just open the lid, dude.
Wait, what am I doing? I don't have to open up the whole thing?
No.
Why not?
Do this.
Look at Andrew. Look at Andrew. Just bend the thumb.
Wait, hold on. I want to make you big. You show me how to use this thing now.
Andrew, show him how you bent it.
Ready? There's a tab up top.
Yeah.
Push it back. Creates an opening. You take whatever you're going to be putting in there. You just slide it in.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's literally it. You don't need to take it apart or anything like that. That's done. That's it.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I've been cracking this whole thing open every time.
Oh my goodness! What the?
Well, that technique is actually really good too because for thicker books, but that's not what was the design intent. The design intent is exactly what Andrew was, and that's actually one of the things that we got a lot of feedback on was it wasn't intuitive. So the new insert actually has two thumbs pressing here to illustrate. That's how you open the comic capsule. You can see the new insert has the two thumbs. So.
Oh, you see that? Look at it. You got thumbs on there. I don't have thumbs on mine. See, look.
Exactly. Well, we listen to our customers and our feedback.
No thumbs.
No thumbs.
It might be on the back sheet. It might be on the back of that sheet.
He's got thumbs.
The back sheet has it, but it's
yeah. But I just told you I don't read directions. That's the problem. I look at the picture. That's the problem.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go back into this. Okay.
Well, good. This is educational.
All right. So I'm learning right now, and you're walking me through this. I don't think anybody's done this. We've all did the demonstration of how it fits and how whatever the case is, but I don't think we did it like a live, like trying to figure out for morons kind of a thing. You know what? I'm still doing it. I'm still opening it up like this because I'm a paranoid bastard, and I want to.
You get to see the inner workings.
Yeah. So this whole thing. Here, let me show everybody how this works. This whole thing pops open. You see that?
It's very easy to pop open too. You just sort of like get one snap out, and then all of them sort of help you pop out afterwards.
So all my phobia about squeezing in the behind 57 effect goes out the window because I could pop this open like that. Okay? And like I told you, I'm going to use this for an original piece of art book that I have this. I'm going to use this for my Elvira.
Nice.
Painted with acrylics by DB and Apple. Really nice fucking really nice.
That's really sweet.
That's awesome.
And then I'm gonna put it in here. Now, one of the problems again with these regular size modern books is it does not fit a backboard on it. So I'm using it like this, straight without the backboard.
Mm.
I think it depends on the backing board that you're using, because this has a backing board in it, and it's a silver.
That's
So,
a silver. I'm using the modern one right now.
yeah.
I think that is a dimensional because of the regular versus modern boards. The modern boards is 6 3/4 inch, and if you use the 6 3/4 inch board, you're fine. It's
Yeah.
really that's why it is so. We like I said, we should have asked more people how they collect. You know, because everyone collects differently. What's your board that you use? And some people, like you mentioned earlier, they buy the regular thinking it's going to work, but it's already too big. You know, in
The
terms
regular
of,
won't the regular won't fit in here.
no,
And most collectors that have a collection of any substantial work to individual issues usually will use a board that's slightly larger than the comic itself
To protect
to,
it.
to avoid any kind of dings or anything like that. So, like on this, you would use a regular board instead of a modern board, which gives you that border all the way around.
Yep.
Now, that's something that you might want to look into in the future as far as putting an insert kit where, like, you have your own custom kit that goes with the thing, or you could sell it separately, where not only you could slide it into a sleeve, but maybe you have one of those nice clear boards, maybe not as thick as the other ones you see. You can make it a lot thinner, a clear board to have on the back. So now you have the poly that goes in there. You give the added protection, and boom, you're done.
That's a great idea.
So that is basically what we're looking at. So now I got this right here. Yeah, let me make myself big since I'm doing this right now. I don't want this to look like a
we love
commercial.
it when you make yourself big. It's all good.
There you go. So you got this right here. This is the comic capsule. And then you got this right here, which is the one that I said earlier. Okay. There's still a lot of room that's left over here. That's fine. This is a Silver Age one. I'm sure that in your Silver Age one, you'll have a lot of room.
Hmm.
But it does look more unified, and I can hang this on the back of my wall with this, which is a big deal. Now over here on the top, the one thing that I will make as a criticism on here on the top is I wish there was some way to put some kind of labeling or something along those lines on here in order to be able to, I don't know, like for this, I would probably do a custom printed kind of thing that I would put on there, dating where it was made, the artist, etc., etc.
Look at Lawrence's screen.
Lawrence has got you covered.
Actually, I know you don't read instructions, but if you look at the back of the insert, they tell you where the label you can buy to make these printed versions, and then you can just print this type of information on this. So
what the hell? I should have read the instructions.
And we did this on purpose because one of the things that I hated was like when you put 100 in the box, where's the one I want? Now you can see it very clearly. And we gave you the new insert has 3 labels. The old insert has 2 labels, but you can buy it from those websites and just print them out and then put them on top like this.
And I've just noticed the one that you're holding right there, it's black on top. Or is that some kind of label that you put in there?
No, this is a black comic. So we've released a different color now since you probably played with the product, but the black one just comes off very differently. This is with a clear backing board. So this is a great John Boy Meyer sketch that I bought for Comics Curing Cancer. And so this just pops with this. And a lot of people like the black versus the clear. The clear has the benefit, of course, seeing the backside. But when you're trying to frame it on something like this, you just have something that's just powerful in its own way of really putting it together.
Yeah, the black does look nice. It definitely. Are you going to do it in other colors as well?
On the roadmap. Sign up for our emails, and then you'll get all of the latest and greatest. Like we said, we haven't taken any money out yet because we want to just keep.
Just here for all the gimmicky guys. I'm sure if you keep it clear, or if you keep it black and clear, or white and black, whatever the case is, I'm sure it's going to be quite fine. But you're going to get those people. I want turquoise. Can you make it in turquoise for me? and then you're gonna make a whole set, and then you're gonna be stuck with turquoise colored ones.
Hey,
But
that's the beauty of this hobby, right? Everyone collects their own way. So
yeah, then you got to unload 10,000 freaking turquoise labeled ones that you can't get rid of. Yeah, I know how it works.
Yeah.
Trust
hey,
me.
if 9,000 other people want to buy turquoise, we'll make turquoise.
All right, people, you heard him. If you want turquoise, start posting in the comments and bombard them and spam them. You want turquoise cases. All right. So that being said, we're here. We're at a $10 to $12 price range on this. Okay. We're comparing to $20 basically for the alternative slabs, so do-yourself slabs, and we're comparing to, I want to say for a regular top loader, you talk about anywhere from $1 to $3, depending on where you're getting from and what the quality of it is, because not all top loaders are made equal. Maybe $4 a piece. We're not talking about comp prices. Comp price, you're gonna pay $5-6 because, and if you're in New York, because even more. That's how it works. And then this thing will run about $5 itself as well, if you're not getting any sales. So the step up from here to here is $10. $5, more or less.
Yeah, the difference.
I can see the value in jumping up five extra bucks to go here if you're buying them one at a time. Now, the thing that I've been hearing from everybody for the most part is I don't want to buy only one. I want to buy more than one. I want to buy a bunch of them. I want to buy a dozen of them. I want to buy 20 of them. I want to buy 50 of them. I want 100 of them. To get to 100 or 50 or to bulk packs or whatever the kind of thing and go at $10 a piece, it's a little tight for somebody, especially if they're going to be putting together an entire collection of thousands or hundreds of books together. Are you planning on putting together commercialized bundles that are going to be more affordable as far as price per unit to make it a little bit more cost efficient for people to be able to purchase a lot of them?
Sometimes we do have sales where we will bundle multiples of 10 for the consumer, and it's cheaper per unit.
Or right now, if you go to the website, when you buy 60, it's actually not 10. It's about like $8.99. It's like $9. And if you want to buy more, we can, just email us at support at comicapsule.com, and we can see what we can do for these people that have these big collections. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're just trying to get this out and let people appreciate and enjoy it. I mean, we have the pricing out here, and when we had our birthday bash to get the new silver out, that price of $9 was down to like $7. So we gave everyone 20% off on the modern, and then another 10% off on the silver. So we try to understand the price sensitivity issue. We understand people have budgets that they live with. But we also want to try to make sure that we continue to really, invest back into this company and give the community what they want, which is more different alternatives, more different flavors of stuff that they want. So we've got a lot of things on our roadmap, and we want to do those for the community, and so people can appreciate this hobby as much as we do.
So there's the possibility for going down that route down the line for bulk packs and that kind of thing. Because I think that's really, really important. Because for like we said, for somebody to firmly invest in a product and go all in, and when we're talking about all in, it's not buying a couple of these. We're talking about heavy duty stuff. You guys will either work with them directly, or in the future you'll be able to put something together that's considered a bundle or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
Okay, and that's a very positive, because that's the one thing that I've heard time and time again from various people as far as feedback on this product is concerned. So that's really important. The other thing that's important that differentiates the product from others is the UV protection that you have on it.
Huge.
Okay, so I know you've done millions of freaking tests, 153 tests you've done on this thing, and all kinds of other beat up tests that you've done on it. Okay. But realistically, how much of a difference does it make to have that UV protection on it or not?
Oh,
Like,
humongous. I don't know if you've ever seen comics that are exposed to sunlight.
well, absolutely. Oh, I definitely know that. But I'm saying in
Yeah.
comparison to being in a top loader or something like that. Have you run tests simultaneously between the two products to see how they are affected compared to yours?
I can give you some rough numbers. We have a gauge here that we buy that roughly talks about UV blockage percentage. So to educate your audience, there's three types of UV: A, B, and C. C is mostly blocked by the atmosphere. A and B are the most predominant ones that go through our atmosphere and then cause damage. What we do is, and they're different wavelengths for A and B. So this is the meter that we have is just looks at A and B and percentage related to how you block. If you look at our test results, we're at definitely top of the bar. The other non UV items are about 25-30%. And even like GCC, the graded stuff is like, I want to say 40-50%. It's not even, so there's a huge difference in terms of having that confidence that your stuff is protected from UV from the testing we've seen.
Yeah, that we've done. Yeah.
So is that the thing that you're most proud of as far as this product that differentiates it from anything else? I mean, other than the capsule itself, but as far as the UV, because I've noticed that nobody else really pushes that as much as you have.
To me, it's the combination of everything. We didn't want to, kind of just be proud of one thing. We wanted to be proud of it all, like the protection that it provides in terms of UV and physical force, and that it fits into a short box correctly, and it has a self-centering. You literally put a nail in your wall and you put the comic capsule on it, and you're done. You don't have to mess with U channels and all these crazy things to display your comics. You just need a nail and a hammer, and you're done. So
I just use a thumbtack.
Yeah,
I use a thumbtack, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, we don't recommend thumbtacks because we don't know what weight that can hold. So for your safety, use a nail.
I even think Andrew didn't mention it, but the rounded corners on the inside for corner blunting, like I love that feature because I've done my fair share of crunching corners.
Yep, me too. Been there, done that.
Sometimes,
Jeff. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, UV, we love the UV protection. We saw that there was a huge gap in non-UV protected products out there. I don't want to name names because we're not about putting other companies down, but I'll just say that we are literally at the pinnacle of UV protection.
You don't want to put anybody down?
No, that's not how
it's okay.
See what Alabama did to him?
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay to beat up your freaking competitor if they have an inferior product. But all right, you'll take the high road. I'll leave it at that. Have you thought of any accessories for these type of products?
You cut out. I didn't hear your question. Sorry.
Have you guys thought of any accessories for this type of product? When I say accessories,
yes.
Now what?
It's on the roadmap. Yes, we have thought of it.
On the roadmap, but you want to tease us with anything that might be coming out?
Not right now. I think we got some more hurdles to overcome, but if everything goes well, Santa Claus might put one in your stocking. Let's just call it that way.
All right, sounds good.
Wait, Razor wants to name them.
He just give him all the names and he'll blast everybody on his channel. That's what he does on his channel. He has no problem whatsoever bashing people. So.
Hey, we and if we're part of that bashing, we love the feedback. So
give him a free platform to shit on people, and he's there.
We're collectors making stuff for collectors, so hey, we've all been in those companies, having stuff made by people that didn't, in this case, didn't collect, and we wanted to change that.
I also want to acknowledge Bill. He commented on our interaction that we had on one of his orders. So thanks for the support, Bill. Thank you.
So now you're doing
Thanks,
everything in
Bill.
house. Where is everything being shipped out of? Is everything being made in the USA?
No, it's being warehoused down here in Alabama. So
Alabama, because
yeah.
it's cheaper in Alabama.
Oh, it's like a third or a quarter of the price of New York.
See, that's the business in you. That's the New York in you. That's why you went. Don't tell me it's because you went because of your girlfriend. You went because it's cheaper warehousing down there. That's why you went to Alabama.
See, they thought about Arizona, but they figured just like me, it'd melt. So, you know.
And listen, Nick, there are a lot more places here, a lot more farmland to bury the bodies. So, you know.
Wow.
We don't have Staten Island here, so
You got plenty of marshy land over there.
How come I feel like I stepped into an episode of Sopranos all of a sudden? I was like,
Don't you worry about what we're talking about, all right? New Yorkers are talking here. We know.
Forget about it.
If you know, you know. That's how it goes. But so, all right, now that makes sense. So everything's done, made overseas and brought here and warehoused here in New York, in Alabama. Okay,
yeah.
So that's where everything's going on there. Do you have any aspirations of any type of brick and mortar kind of setting where it's going to be showing off these along with other things?
I think we've found that the business model of like getting these out to people that are at conventions and have existing brick and mortar stores to offer these to their customers as accessories has been really successful for us. That's not to say we wouldn't consider opening one maybe down the road, but
as part of the warehouse, I meant like that kind of a thing where like people could actually go in physically and buy them directly from you locally. I don't know how many people would drive to Alabama, but I'm just saying.
I was going to
Travis
say,
did.
if you
Thank
want
you,
to direct
Travis.
them,
Just for argument's sake, I'm just saying, you know. Now, if you were Times Square, you might have some, traction, people walking by, but I'm just saying.
The nice thing
watch
is
the ball drop, buy a comic capsule at the same time. I mean, hey.
Yeah, no doubt. The nice thing, though, is that since we're all around the country, like Lawrence is in California and I'm in Alabama, and we have a bunch of dealers and people that do conventions throughout the country, and they'll order a case and sell at their table. So we're finding that groundswell, that grassroots type of selling is really effective for us.
Yeah, you ever think of loading up Bueller like a mule with his bus over there with a bunch of these and have him sell them door to door like a old school salesman?
I gave him a case of, or not a case, but a 10-pack of silvers to give around in his travels in that awesome minibus of his.
We have our Encyclopedia Britannicas and our comic capsules.
I don't think people remember what Encyclopedia Britannicas is after the.
Yeah, you just aged
did I
yourself.
date
You
us
just
all?
dated
I'm sorry.
yourself, son.
Oops.
You just dated yourself.
So, guys, remind me after we're offline. I got a couple ideas I want to put out there. I just don't want to put them out there in case there's any competitors that would take those ideas from you. Go trademark and copyright them and get them, ironclad before you unveil them. But I got a couple ideas I want to share with you as far as what you could possibly do with it,
Nice.
because I've been thinking about those for a while.
Mhm.
So overall, I think you got a really, really solid product. I'm pleased with it myself. I've heard, I want to say, 95% positive feedback. That's pretty good. You always,
we want 100.
no, you're not. You're not going to get 100. If you can keep yourself above 90 at all times, you are gold, my friend. You are gold, because you're going to have trolls that are going to say, I don't like this thing. It's made out of plastic. I want it to be made out of glass. You're going to have some jackass that's going to not like something or whatever the case is.
That's true.
Or you're going to have that one person that gets the one freaking one that has some kind of manufacturer defect, and then they're going to hate the world because they got that one thing. That it happens. It happens. You could go get a whole case of top loaders, and one of them could be freaking. The glue could be detached because of the manufacturer. They're gonna hate the world because of that. It just happens.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Are you gonna go and evolve this to get into the complete encapsulation thing, like closer to what the grading companies do? Are you going to try to put something like that together as well, or this is basically where you want to stay at as far as the model, the way it looks?
I'm gonna answer that question because I think we do get the feedback, Nick. To be honest with you, and we get the feedback in terms of, how do we help that community doing something different. People, our label area is very small, and some people like really big labels to customize and stuff. So we do get that feedback, and it's something we're investigating. We haven't, we got to see how this continues to grow, and if it continues to grow successfully, it'll be something that we can entertain. But we're only a mighty team of 5 or 6 people, and 4 of us have have full-time jobs other than this. So we do our best. We're not making enough to do as full time, but we do hear all the feedback. And you've mentioned on a couple things that we're thinking about how to incorporate into that graded thing. But I'll just leave it at that. So we have heard it, and we're trying to figure out the best optimal way to put everything together.
So you actually answered the next question I was going to ask. So you're not at this point ready to give up your other work or your other source of revenue yet. It's not there yet. Do you see a time where this can become your sole or your main source of revenue as far as business is concerned, or work?
I guess I'll answer from my perspective. Not yet. Who knows what can happen in the future, depending how busy we get and how many people keep supporting us and keep buying our product or / products maybe in the future if we have more. So right now, for me, the answer is no.
Well, I look at it. Let me change the question. Do you see this product or this range of products as a item or a thing that is sought out enough to generate a business that 5 individuals plus maybe some employees could actually make a living off of?
It's possible. It's
'Cause
possible.
you got a lot of partners. You got 5 partners. If you was one horse show, I could say, yeah, you could probably get this thing going within a year or two, as far as like saying, hey, this I could live off of this. But 5 guys, that's a lot. That's a lot of cuts in the pot.
Anything's
So
possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is, and you could probably understand this, and all of your viewers probably understand this, is that we are collectors. Like, first and foremost, we're collectors. So we have a ton of ideas, just like you have ideas, for making this better and or other products. So we want to fulfill that collector in us. So we want all these other products too. So it's hard because the old saying, like, don't get high in your own supply. Like, we are feeding our own desires as collectors. So it's hard to answer your question because
Yeah, but it's not a hobby. This is a legitimate business model. That's why I'm asking these questions. If it was a hobby, it'd be a different story. But this is a legitimate business.
It has enough legs, Nick. To be honest with you, there's a reason why BCW and the other competitors haven't gone. They never had to IPO. They found a way to enough money in the process. And from what we're seeing, and because of just, I don't think we've penetrated the market at all as much as we wanted to yet. But it's getting there, and we keep seeing new successes, and people like yourself and other people in your audience are helping us promote and having a positive experience with it. I mean, we have no ill will. I mean, when people return stuff to us, we said, hey, happy collecting. I'm sorry it didn't work out for you, and you had your way of collecting didn't fit with this. We're okay with it. So we just want to keep doing this for the collectors and ourselves, because we just want to give the community options and enjoy. And if it does give us enough legs and run room, sure, we'll think about it at that time. But right now, we've just got so much work ahead of us to keep making the products on our roadmap. Our roadmap actually is 24 months ahead, and we've got enough stuff to keep us busy right now to get that going.
And
That's fantastic.
and to keep innovating our current product. So
Yeah.
you know, we don't sit still with it. And just for example, like we were using kind of Gemini mailers, right? And kind of came up with another design for a mailer that fits slab, encapsulated issues as well as bigger comic capsules. So
I haven't forgotten about your cloak. Don't think I forgot about that. I still want to see
go
that.
grab one, dude. Hold on.
I'm still I'm waiting for that.
Yeah.
But
Nick, I saw a comic or a comment, excuse me, a comic too, but a comment. Somebody said, "Hey, if you can help us get into Mile High, by all means, hit us up on our website. We'll take any way we can, get into Mile High or any other comic book store."
oh, you know what? I don't know about Mile High, but I might be able to get a foot in with Midtown.
Midtown would work too. I mean, we would,
I stopped by
definitely
Midtown when I was in New York, and I gave them a few, but they said to go talk to their buyers. So we've been waiting for that, and probably need to go keep knocking.
It's gonna take work with them. Trust me.
I know. When I hear that, it's like, please just leave quietly and okay, yeah.
No, I'm not saying you can't break through with them. It just there's a lot of disconnect. If you gave it to a manager there,
yeah,
good luck having those get from the manager to the owners.
Yeah, to the buyers, yeah, and the decision makers, yeah.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, there's a whole. We'll talk off screen as far as that's concerned. If you need some guidance as far as how to go about doing that.
You ready for the OG?
Yes, I am. Hold on, let me make you big now. Let's see what you got. What the hell is this?
This is the comic cloak.
Wait a minute, is that like a clamshell?
Yes, it is a clamshell version.
It is the OG clamshell design.
I like that. I want one of those.
I'll give you a bunch.
I like that. Why don't you promote that thing?
Well, it's awkward in comparison to the
Not
capsule.
for me. I like that.
You need a lot of real estate to open it up. But the nice thing is it's clear on both sides, like crystal clear and UV protected on both sides.
And you avoid damage.
What?
And you avoid damage when you're clamshelling it.
Yeah. And there's a little hole here for access so you can push the comic out without ruining the sides.
That looks dangerous.
Yeah.
That hole, I don't know about the hole, but I don't like the whole thing, but
Well, I didn't have brilliant engineering team and design team, like Lawrence and Eric back then.
But I could see a new model of that itself with a revision where that hole, like, get rid of that hole, man. That hole, you're gonna give some freaking people.
That was the major complaint about it. It was the hole in the back.
I would have preferred no hole. Actually,
well, he didn't want to Heinz 57.
I like the hole, but
yeah,
a different kind of hole.
Oh my god,
I like that. I actually I'm digging that. Listen, I'm not 100% sure about what's going to happen with the NYCC this year, but if I know for sure that I'm going to be there, I got tickets. I might just have complications to life of actually making it. But if I know I'm going to be there, I'll let you know a few days ahead of time. I would love to get one of those clam things in my hands. I'd love to play around with that thing.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I like that, and I've never seen anybody show that off. So
that's funny. Yeah, that's how I met Travis actually at MegaCon. I was selling. Oh, there you go. Yeah. He came to my booth and he's like, "Bro, I love these." And then yeah,
I'm really digging this. I mean, I dig this. That looks a little bit softer, plastic wise, than this. Am I wrong?
no, it's a super hard.
That's why I got to get one in my hands to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's not going to work the same way that this one does, like smooth and like stackable the way these are.
It's stackable.
It is stackable.
It's
It has a recessed bevel edge.
It's stackable.
So
Oh, that is a nice design.
thanks.
Let's work with that hole a little bit, and then I think I'm really digging that.
I really love the fact that you guys dig that, and it's not, before Andrew joined our company, that was his. So so before we started Comic Capsule, we really asked Andrew, was it okay? And that's just how great Andrew is. He's like, it's for the community, go ahead. And so we've been trying to make sure that he gets all the credit for Comic Cloak, because that's really his thing. And Comic Capsule, he's still part of our team. And we're hoping that this also catches on. But if you guys like the Comic Cloak, you guys need to convince Andrew, and then we can figure out what we can do. So
yeah, maybe we'll put it into the.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm stepping on your other guys' toes,
No,
but I like that.
no,
I like that clam thing.
It's
all for the community. It's all for the community. If there's enough people that like it, and we can work out some arrangement for that to work.
You saw my weird OCD. I had to freaking peel this whole back off to make myself feel comfortable with it. Having one that closes, I like that.
Yeah,
man. If there could be a Comic Cloak version 2 with some design and engineering behind it, it could probably be a really cool revamp.
I actually could see other uses for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which I'm not going to say right now.
Yeah.
You're losing, but I could see other uses for that as well.
Yep.
And that's why I like it. But that being said, I'm going to ask you guys one more question of my own, and then we're going to give it to the panel as far as they can ask a question. Everybody that wants to start asking you questions, start asking them. I'm going to star them, and we'll get back to everybody one at a time. But before we go into everybody else's questions, I want to know, as far as your thoughts about the CBA awards that you're involved in, and your work with C3 as well. What got you to want to be involved with these two? Let's start with C3, because for me that's the more important one. Comics Curing Cancer. I'm involved with it as well. We're going to do actual live drawing auction on here as well. Same way we did last year. Last year we did really well with that late night Insomniac drawing thing, where we got myself and a bunch of other artists, and we drew a bunch of stuff for charity. Andrew, you're an artist.
Brian.
If you want to contribute some of your time and some pencil and paper that you might want to draw for charity, you can have an open seat with me. But we can talk about offline.
That sounds great.
Basically, that's what we do. We draw live, and then people basically purchase the artwork live for C3, and that's my contribution from this channel, along with everybody else from Insomniac Nation.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Love it.
That's what we do. But what pulled you into this? Who approached you? Was it Mark, a DJ, Rob? Who approached you about this?
Rob approached me because I bought last year. I was watching it, and I bought some stuff, and I just didn't have enough product at the time where I would have donated that time too. We've always been about giving back as much as we can to the community. C3 is a great cause. Let's be honest. The awards just, they reached out to us, and within a very few, no hesitation. I mean, it's like, it's a great win-win situation. We help foster kids get comics. That's another thing that we've donated to. Comics.
Tell me about that. How does that work?
Yeah, there's a gentleman down in I can't remember, Georgia or whatever, and he's he actually raises money, does certain fundraisers, and then he gets comic books for foster kids. And so he one of his fundraisers was suitcases and selling, and we're getting suitcases to fundraise. We donate on his show so he can raise money. And so we've been donating like every 10, 20, whatever we need to. So as he does fundraisers for that charity, we give it to him. There's the other charity for Children for Comics. Troll Comics does that, and he asked, and we said yes as soon as possible. So as we've been saying, this is for the community, and anytime we see something that's noteworthy, it's win-win. We'll do what we can, right? And so, but 3C. And the CBA awards, those are easy for us. I mean, we didn't hesitate at all because it seems to be to give back to the community. And like we said, we're in the community ourselves, and we want everyone to enjoy it.
Well, that's a wonderful thing to be able to help in every way you can. I tell everybody that as well. Andrew, I mentioned that while I'm doing that live stream that night, we're doing the Friday night version. Katie, my sister over here on YouTube, she's doing the Saturday version. Basically, it's going to be one night continuation to the next. Might be a different set of artists, might be some of the same artists from one night on to the other, but regardless, you got a choice of whatever day you want. So I'm putting the pressure on you to actually help us.
That's awesome.
Again, we're not expecting everybody to be like Rembrandt, but whatever everybody can do, and it's all for charity and all good fun. And we have a good time. We sit and bullshit and probably drink a little bit while we're doing it, and who knows what happens in insomniac hours.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely behind you on the C3 and helping with that cause. But what got you to decide to actually participate in this Kakamemi award thing? What did Brian have to do to convince you to be a sponsor for that?
I just told Brian
project.
Very, very easy. I said, Brian, I'll do it, no problem. Can you consider a comic protection innovation category next year? Right? Just because if you want to continue to have better products, you need to recognize that category as a potential. No promises were made, Brian, so I'm not putting you on the spot, but he said he'd consider it. And so at the end of the day, also the winners having some is also good marketing for us, and it's a good way to acknowledge. I mean, what can you give the creators that create all this stuff for us? This is a small thing that we can give back to them, and we were happy to do it. So
yeah, it's definitely a smart thing as far as just promotional kind of deal. Even if you get a few customers out of just watching the people unboxing the capsules, because that's probably going to happen. Everybody that's going to get that award, they're going to want to show it off because like people love to look at me. Look at me! I got an award! They're going to say, look at me! I got an award! I'm the best in the world because everybody said I am. And I got comic capsules too. And that's what's going to happen. And people love to gush over themselves, and people love to watch them gush over themselves. So good marketing. It's smart move. But that being said, I asked my questions. I probably have a million more questions, and it's quite possibly I'll have you on again when we discuss more things about your products down the line. We'll see. Maybe I'll even get you, if I'm in New York in New York Comic Con, maybe I'll get you on a live stream while I'm at the con and harass you and your cousin over there. That might be interesting as well. But we'll see what happens. But that being said, let's open it up to some questions for everybody. Give everybody a chance. Thankfully, Geoff, not Jeff, Geoff is not cooking in his car anymore. That's an important thing. But we'll give it up to the panel, and we got a little clip to play for the panel. Ask her questions. Do it. We're going to ask her questions now.
Any questions?
You're gonna ask them no questions, and I won't tell you no lies. Hey Lord, don't ask me questions. Hey Lord, don't ask me questions,
What do you want? What do you want from us? To ask you this much is just a matter of trust, not an affront. What do you want?
What do you want? I love that song for some reason. I don't know, but so what do you want, people? Ask your questions. Ask away. And the first question we have here is from Synthetic Panels. Do they manufacture these themselves, or is it outsourced? We actually did answer that question a little earlier, and that question is they outsource it and bring it here and ship it out domestically. Correct?
That's right.
And we own all the
Alabama.
we all own all the tooling and all that. Of course, because we own the IP and the design. So if we needed to move it, we can. We just, once there's a tipping point that makes sense, we might move it back here to North America and see if it makes sense.
And then we got here. Well, depends on elections. Let's not get into elections, but depends on it depends on the tax incentives. But we'll see.
Yep.
So here, this is actually a really great question from Cosmic Rob. Would you consider a collab with Comic Clear? Are you familiar with Comic Clear?
I am familiar with Comic Clear. I think I have their product right here.
That's actually close to what I was mentioning before, as far as working out some kind of insert for these capsules.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of great clear protectors right now. I have clear collectors here. I have diamond defense here. I have clear collectors here. There's so many. Honestly, everyone has their own benefits. Some people are easier to peel, some are thicker. I'm definitely open, and we can always have that conversation. I think everyone's doing the great thing for the community, so I do like their products. I don't have one compared to the other that I like or don't like, but they're doing a good thing, and that gives you that back clarity that you need. So definitely, Clear Collectors have reached out, and some others have. Well, we just need to figure out how to collaborate, and we can go from there.
Okay. So since we're on that topic, as far as collaborations with Comic Clear, is there a company that you can see you being a very good fit with, as far as like doing some kind of business association? Or can you see yourself in the future actually working with a grading company, for example, like a CGC or a CBCS or something along those lines, or a PSA now that they're going into the full blown thing where your product actually goes to them? Because I think if you're putting a quality product, which you are putting out there, and it's being supplied to them, I'm sure it's going to cut their costs. It's going to cut their margins, but at the same time, it would be a good situation where if people were able to get certain products from them, from a company that has something different, that they're in the grading business, they're not in the capsule business. You're in the capsule business.
That's right.
That could be a good synergy.
I'll just say, and Andrew, feel free to jump in. We're evaluating any partnerships that come our way equally. We try to be agnostic as much as possible, because there's a lot of people trying to do a lot of good things. So if there is a grading company that did approach us, we look at that opportunity and see how we could help. I mean, again, it's back to returning to what the community needs, and something that if everyone wants it to happen, it makes good business sense, we would probably do it.
Yeah, I think what Lawrence is saying is that if it makes sense for all parties, and most of all the consumer, the collector, then we would definitely consider it.
All right, so you're open to doing stuff like that down the line.
Oh,
you missed a lot. You're gonna have to watch the whole thing in replay, Jay. Too bad. Okay.
We love innovation. We love new ideas. We love partnering, but most of all, we love furthering the hobby for people.
Well, what kind of good trans that doesn't have a good blue job? Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I love the crowd. Keep you on your feet.
Just come on to one of my streams that are after hours, so you see what happens there. We have a day walking crowd right now. These are nice, calm people.
Oh
You,
my!
you come out after midnight, you see what creatures come out at that time.
I was gonna say after 9, but I guess after midnight.
No. There's a reason why we call our nighttime stream Insomniac Comic Book Theater. There's a reason.
That's hilarious.
Freaks
That's
come
hilarious.
out at
I'm
night.
going to watch those for sure. I mean, if I ever need something, I'll go watch them for sure. So.
You're gonna see something. I don't know what you're gonna see. You're gonna see something. I promise you that. But that being said, I think we asked you a lot of questions. I think I asked you a lot of questions you probably didn't want to answer.
No, we love these.
But
we love being
I like the
challenged.
business aspect. I like that. And I don't think that's talked enough about stuff like this. Everybody's talking about the product, which obviously is in the forefront. But I think the whole business element and behind that gives other people that are looking to innovate and make their own products, I think, a little bit of inspiration through what you're doing right now. You came up with a concept. You literally came up from concept to design to finished product in a matter of a year, which I think that's commendable. I really do. And a problem and actually a product that is relatively with minute issues. And that's accomplishment itself. You see companies that have been around for 10 years plus that are still trying to tweak out their problems.
Mhm.
So you guys look like you're on the ball with it. I'm wishing you all the best of luck as far as making this thing into a legitimate, strong contender, a staple in the collecting genre of our business, and hopefully expanding into other things down the line. Again, this is all coming as far as my personal opinions, people. I'm not endorsed by these guys in any way. I'm not paid off by them. This is just how I feel about it. If I hated it, you guys would know I hate it, and I would tell you. And probably they wouldn't come on, and I'd just shit on them on my own during Insomniac Comic Theater. And it will be done with that. But I think that's the biggest reason why I considered you a great guest for this influencer series, because I think what you're doing is influencing a lot of other individuals that are looking to do something different.
Good.
And have an idea and maybe do something, a little bit out of their comfort.
Good. Do it. If it makes the community better, and it's mutually beneficial to the community and for yourself, do it. I'm all for it.
All right, so I think we got everything. I think we got all the questions in. We asked a ton of questions. I'm hoping to see you in the near future, Andrew. I'm sure we'll be in touch at some time in the future, possibly again. What do you mean, rough idea? Rough idea about what? About what?
I can see who the regulars are. It's super funny.
Yeah, it's great.
There's nobody regular here. There's
Camaraderie
nothing regular about my crowd, but
just guys that show up at the same time. We won't say regulars, right?
Yeah.
highly irregular. Let's say that. But that being said, thank you guys. Geoff, Lawrence, Andrew. Great having you over. Go check out their website. Maybe buy a comic capsule. Maybe do a review on them. Maybe you hate it. Make a shitty review. Yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity. But
we're all for the feedback.
Either way, see it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. And if you think I'm being a homer as far as this product's concerned, call me out on it. And maybe I'll agree with you, maybe I won't. But that being said, have a good night, everybody. Next week, we're going to be back again, 9 p.m. Eastern Time with our very own Jimmy Neutron, Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers. That's going to be an interesting one. So, good night. Thank you.
See you on.
Thanks. Stay here.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Be well.
Over. Done.